Okay, today we're going to talk about multi-step equations. And to do multi-step equations, we follow the 4 steps. The first step is to distribute. Then we're going to combine like terms on the left side of the equal sign, then the right side. Then we're going to try to get the variable on one side. Then we're going to get the variable by itself. So if I look at example 1, I have distributed property here with the 5. So I just bring down the x first. Then I treat this as a positive 5 times x, which is plus 5x. And I got a positive 5 times a negative 1, which is a negative 5, equals 7. So that's distribute. Then I look on the left-hand side and see if there's anything I can combine. Well, I can combine the 1x and 5x, which gives me 6x. Bring down the minus 5, equals 7. Now I already got the variables on one side. It's over here on the left. So then I go back to my questions for 1 and 2 step equations. Variables on the left hand side, it's not by itself because the 6 and the negative 5, or the minus 5. So I got to get rid of addition or subtraction first on that side, so I have to add 5 to both sides. So I get 6x equals 12. Now my variable is not by itself because the 6, and the opposite of multiplying by 6 is dividing by 6. So I get x equals 2. On example 2, distribute first. So 5 times x is 5x. Then it's 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. Equals 7 times 2x is 14x. And 7 times positive 1 is positive 7. Now, in this case, I don't have any like terms on the left-hand side of the equal sign. 5x and negative 20 aren't like terms. 14x and 7 are not like terms. So now I want to get the variables on one side. In order to do that, I usually like to pick on the smaller variable. So I got a positive 5x and a positive 14x. So the smaller variable is the positive 5. So to get rid of a positive 5x on that side, I have to subtract 5x from both sides. Important here, since it says minus 20, I bring it down as a negative 20. 14x minus 5x is 9x. Bring down the plus 7. So now my variable's on the right hand side. It's not by itself because the 9 and the plus 7. We get rid of addition first. So I minus 7 to both sides. Negative 20 minus 7. Again, I'm combining those integers together. Signs are the same, so I add and keep the sign. So it'd be negative 27 equals 9x. Now the variable's not by itself because the 9, so I have to divide both sides by 9. Negative divided by a positive is a negative, so negative 3 equals x. Okay, example 3. 2x minus 5 minus x equals 13 plus 2x. Again, with this negative sign in front of the parentheses, we treat it like a negative 1. So I'm going to bring down the 2x. Distribute this negative 1. So negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Negative 1 times negative x, and negative times a negative is a positive, so it's just plus x, equals 13 plus 2x. So that's distribute. Now I want to combine. So on the left hand side here, I can go ahead and combine 2x and 1x, which gives me 3x. Bring down the minus 5 equals 13 plus 2x. Now I want to get the variable on one side. So again, I look at my two variables, 3x and 2x. Well, 2x is smaller. The opposite of a plus 2x is minus 2x. 3x minus 2x is just x, or 1x. Bring down the minus 5 equals 13. So my variable's on the left-hand side. It's not by itself because the minus 5. So I have to add 5 to both sides and get x equals 18. Okay, example 4. So again, I'm going to bring down the 5x, and then I'm going to distribute this 4. So 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. 4 times 3x is positive 12x equals 1 minus x. Now if I combine my like terms on the left-hand side, 5x and 12x is 17x minus 20 equals 1 minus x. Now, get the variables on one side. So I got a positive 17x and a negative 1x. Well, negative 1 is smaller, so I'm going to add 1x to both sides, which gives me 18x minus 20 equals 1. So now, the variables on the left-hand side, I need to get rid of the subtraction, so I'm going to add 20 to both sides. Get 18x equals 21. Then divide both sides by 18. Now I know 18 doesn't go into 21 evenly. However, 3 goes into both of these numbers. So I would want to reduce that down. 3 goes into 21 7 times. 3 goes into 18 6 times. And we can leave it as a top-heavy fraction.